Have you got any update on the police shooting today?
No, I don't, but police, I understand, will be out at about 1, Rich, and they can take you through. There's a number of matters they need to deal with. There's that incident, and then there is the other matter where an officer has been stood down. Obviously, I can't comment on that. They can. They can give you some further details, but that matter's being investigated, and as it should, because there's obviously significant public interest in that.
Have you seen that vision?
I have seen that vision, yes.
How did it make you feel?
Well, it needs to be investigated. I think that officer being stood down is the appropriate step to take, and I'll leave Victoria Police to comment in any further detail. They're the ones that will be doing that work, and they'll obviously be in a better place to work out exactly what can be said, what shouldn't be said, in order to make sure that we have a process that's fair and that family members get answers. I'll send my best wishes to that family. They're obviously doing it very tough at the moment. To have their loved one in hospital gravely ill is a very, very significant thing.
Just on policing more broadly, we've had the 2 incidents you just mentioned. We've had a number of other incidents, including earlier this month an Indigenous man who I think was riding his bike to work on the Metro tunnel. He ended up with his arm in a sling, his bike broken. Allegedly he was called a black C word by police. Do Victoria Police have a serious cultural problem?
No, I don't believe so. And I don't think the police would concur with the way you've described that particular event. They would have a different version of events, but that's not for me to advance. That will be for them to advance, and I'm not sure whether there's a court process or any other process in relation to that person.
Are you alleging that person is voicing untruths about what happened?
I'm not alleging anything. It's not for me to allege anything. I'm simply saying that police will be the ones to tell you whether that's accurate or not, and I think they might have a different view. You're free to test that with them, and that's the most appropriate thing. Whenever I don't speak about a specific case, it'll be for a good reason, and I have, where I've been safe to do so, I have spoken at length, and I communicated directly with the constable down in Frankston, who was, it will be alleged, savagely assaulted. I thought that was the appropriate thing to do. In broad terms, and in very specific terms, just so there's no doubt, Victoria Police are out there doing very important work. They do it with professionalism, they do it with skill, they do it with a genuine concern to keep the community safe. I'm grateful to them, but where an individual incident occurs, which I don't think speaks to culture, where an individual incident occurs, it should be properly investigated, and I have confidence that that's exactly what will happen.
There have been numerous individual incidents though.
Well, if you think about the number of, I haven't got the numbers to hand, but pre-pandemic, and I don't believe this has changed, pre-pandemic, the percentage of incidents, the number of incidents as a percentage of the total daily interactions that members of Victoria Police have with Victorians, it is a low number. Every one of those incidents is taken seriously, and that's why I'd make perhaps a different judgment about police culture than the one that you put to me. People are free to have a different view, but I'm here to make it very clear on behalf of the government that we think, notwithstanding any individual incident that needs to be and will be properly and fairly and frankly investigated, my view is that Victoria Police are out there working very hard for all of us to keep all of us safe. And whether it's COVID issues or the youth gang push that was announced yesterday, I think Victoria Police have a very broad brief, and they are working very hard to make sure that pandemic and afterwards, they're out there fighting crime and keeping the community safe.